Hello everyone. The primary objective of this video is to help you understand the basic fundamentals of classes and objects in C#. So basically classes in C# are the data structures which contains data members and methods. In other words, a class is a collection of data members and methods. So here you can see a class. Every class in C# is being written like class, which is the keyword, followed by the name of the class. And every class, as I said, is a collection of data members and methods. So these data members and methods are defined within the curly braces. So for an example, you have a class student. So student will have the data members, which are the properties of the student class. So if student is a class, what usually will be the properties? It will be like name, age, and what actions will the student perform? Those are actually the methods of the class. So let me take you right away to the compiler so that you can have more understanding how the classes in C# are written. So classes in C# are written using the class keyword. Let me create a class called program, and you always need to remember that classes in C# are created under the namespaces. These namespaces are nothing but the collection of classes, and every namespace has a using keyword. So we have this class program, and as I said, classes are collection of data members and member methods. So whether you work with small applications or the large applications, always there is an entry point class which is responsible to initialize that application. In other words, that is the class which always executes first time when you run the application. So I'm going to make this particular class as the entry point class. This would be the class which will be communicating with other classes, and this would be the class which will be executing the first time. So here I have a method public static void main. Now main is a method from the .NET library, which is the entry point method, and this is the method which is executed the first time within the class. So let me perform some action within this method. So let me just have the hello program. Alright, so writeLine is a method which belongs to the console class, and this method performs action. So here I am going to print hello world using the writeLine method, and when I run it, you will see hello world being printed. So basically you need to understand that in any application there has to be a class which is responsible to initialize that application, and that class will actually perform as the entry point of that application. So like for example, this is an application or this is a program. So this particular class is going to be the entry point class, where we have the main method which is going to get executed the first time. And viewers, the reason why I'm using this online C# compiler is because some of you may have Visual Studio installed, some of you may not. So just for you to understand the concept of classes and objects, and not to focus more on Visual Studio, I have used this C# compiler so that you can just right away do hassle-free programming even though you don't have Visual Studio installed on your machines. So let me create a class, and then I will be creating an object of the class. So here I have a class called employee, Now uh, this class will have the data members and the methods. So usually what would be the properties of an employee? An employee would have properties like name, age, etc. So let me write the data members, or in other words the properties. So here I have defined the data members, and this employee will also perform some action. So let me create a method. So the action this employee will perform is like, employee will say hello to the outside world. So I have this class ready with the data members and the method. Now I want to create the object of this class employee. So please concentrate. We can create the object of any class at a place where we have to access the data members or the method of that class. So for an example, this employee, and we have to access the data members and the methods somewhere outside of this class. We have to create the object at that place. So at the moment, like we have understood, whenever this application is going to get initialized, main will be the method that is going to get executed first. So let us create the object here. You need to understand that whenever we create an object, we use the new keyword. We create the object in a syntax like class name, object name, which can be any name, followed by this assignment operator, new keyword, employee. So class name, object name is equals to new class name. That's how we create the object name. Using this object, now we are ready to access the members of this class. So you can see here, we don't have anything from the class which we just created, but we are looking forward here to access this particular method, and not just this method, we are also looking forward to access the other members of this class from this particular class. So how do we do that? For this, we have to make them as public. We need to understand that whenever we add the data members or the methods to the class, by default they are private, which means that they are not accessible to the outside world. To make them accessible to the outside world, we have to use this keyword public, so that they can be accessed from outside. So this is a class program, and this is another class employee. We are looking forward to access the members of the class employee from outside, that is from the program class. So now we would see that you have access on age, you have access on employee name, you also have access to say hello to outside world. So let us see, when we run this particular program, how will the flow be. So program will get executed, and then main method will be the first one to get executed, hello world will get printed, and then the object of this employee class will get created, and this object will call say hello to outside world. So you can see hello world, and then you have the hello everyone being printed. So hope you have a understanding here on how the class is being created and how the object is being created. Object is always being created using the new keyword, and object is being created at a place where we wish to invoke, or in other words, where we wish to call the members of the class. For another better understanding, let me create one more method, public void get age. Or rather, I should say that I want to print the age of the employee. So now I want to print the age of the employee. So for me to print the employee age, I can pass some value from this class to this class. How do I do that? I can do that using the object. We have print age. And suppose I am passing some value like 30. So you can see here I am passing a value to the print age method of the class employee, and how I am accessing the class employee using the keyword, using this identifier, that is the object obj employee. So for this to accept the value, it has to have a parameter. So this print age accepts a parameter of the type int, and you can access this print age from anywhere outside, like we are doing here, obj employee.print age, and you can pass any integer value to it. So what this method will do, this method will print the age which is being passed to it. Right, so let us run whether it will be successful or not. So you can see console.writeline, the employee age is 30. So how is the flow of execution here? Initially, when the application is initialized, main method is the first one to get executed. It will print console.writeline hello world, and then we are creating the object of employee class, and this employee class object obj employee can access the members of this class. So say hello to outside world of print age. So this is how it will access, and the flow of execution would be, first one would be say hello to outside world, which will print hello everyone, and then print age will get executed to print the value which is being provided from the outside world. So viewers, hope you have an understanding on classes and objects through this video. To conclude, classes are a collection of data members and methods. You can see here we have the data members and the methods. Methods perform some action. These methods or the members can be accessed from the outside world through the identifiers or through the instance of the classes, which we call as objects. Objects are created using the new keyword. So we can access the members of the class using the objects. Object dot method name, object dot member name. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe to see more videos. Thank you so much.